Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. It's the one and only Jay Stein coming at you with a little sunrise Jay Stein in the market entertainment show this morning. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's dive right into it. Thus far, the markets, they're looking a little flat pre-market, which is fine. Mainly because earnings seasons. So let's just start up. Well, not just earnings, although we'll get to that in just a minute. So today's Fed Day. More than likely, the Fed's going to say absolutely nothing. They're going to use a lot of big words. By them, I mean J Powell. A lot of big words. A lot of big words. Take some Adderall so that you can keep track of what he's actually saying. But it's not really like, look, when the Fed talks, you have to take cliff notes. Okay. Pause it, get up, do some jumping jacks, then hit play again, take some more notes, pause and repeat. I freaking hate it. And then the question and answer from the reporters, they all basically ask the exact same thing, but in different ways. And he always gives some other BS answer. But here's what's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. Okay. They're going to continue asset purchasing, which means they're going to print a bunch of money and keep buying a bunch of stocks and stuff. I almost cursed there. I caught myself. Anyway, so they're going to do that. They're going to continue doing that, and the market's going to love it. However, as of right now, oil is up ever so slightly. Almost, well, I take that back. Yeah, it's almost up now 1%. It was about 0.8% a few minutes ago. Excuse me. Now, the dollar is also up 0.1, and the 10 years up 1.63. So, what I think is going to happen is we're going to see the stock market run flat. The same scenario as yesterday. We have a rising yield curve and a rising dollar, but if we have strong oil, it should equalize it out. And I don't foresee the Federal Reserve saying anything that's going to move the market. And based on my S&P chart that I use with my support and resistance lines and various other indicators that I use, my proprietary system that I use, we could take a little bit of a pullback and it wouldn't be a bad thing. So let's just see that. And also in lieu of all of the earnings that are just continuing to come out. Let's see here today, thus far, we've got, is it Shopify? We've got Boeing, we've got Sony, we've got ADP, we've got CME. So if you're in any of those stocks, I'm pretty sure you already know what's going on. Some of them have already come out. I know Microsoft freaking flopped. But the one stock that I've been talking about since last week, AMD, okay, they run a perfect technical setup. They're best in breed in terms of the semiconductors. And of course, like I said yesterday, they're more than likely going to blow it out of the water, which they did. And their forward-looking guidance is beautiful. In fact, I want to say their CEO is coming on in a little bit, or I missed it. One or the other. Doesn't really matter because it's definitely a buy in my book. I'm loving it. Yeah, that's a buy and hold for sure. And then after the market, we've got Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm, ServiceNow, Ford, Public Storage. So, I mean, again, I don't buy or sell into earnings, but, it's always interesting to see what these guys do. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of a lot of really big companies coming out with earnings all at the same time. But it's tough to say whether or not these are actually going to move the market given everything else that's going on. As powerful as these companies are and as large as their market caps are, there's other forces at play. And I'm sorry, Apple or Facebook, they're not going to drag the market down with everything else that's going on that I had mentioned in terms of the dollar, the 10-year, the Federal Reserve, so on and so forth. So in that regard, there's not really a heck of a lot else news-wise to go over. I mean, what Biden wants to push more money, go figure. And yeah, it's just a bunch of other minutia. But we do have coming out today is going to be your NBA mortgage applications. Okay. International trade in goods, retail inventories, wholesale inventories, crude oil inventories. Now, that one is important. And then, of course, the FOMC rate decision, which, again, is going to be unchanged in my very unhumble opinion in this regard. So let's get into the stocks. Again, AMD, rock and roll. So very happy about that. So one of the stocks that had really been kind of frustrating me over the past few days is the VRTX. Not to be confused with VXRT, which we're going to get into in a little bit. No, this is VRTX. And it's been riding that line. And again, it was just almost on that point to where I was about to throw it in the trash. But they just got approval in the European Union to use one of their drugs that helps with cystic fibrosis. And yeah, so that's a pretty good announcement. So I'm really curious to see what kind of jump we see in that. It's at the bottom end of a channel, but with that news, hopefully it pops. And once it holds in that channel, I want to see it run up, and it very easily could. It's still in a great technical position. So, however, if it doesn't, then it's going to be off of my radar. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what's it called? VXRT. What's it? VXRT. Brain fart there. VXRT. So, okay, these Reddit stocks. Oh my God. If you trade based on Reddit stocks, good for you. I hope you make a lot of money. VXRT. Can't say it today. It's diving pre-market. But who knows? I don't know if Reddit's going to do another pump on it or StockTwits or whatever. Everybody kind of knows where I stand on it. I don't believe in what they're doing. Well, I think that I believe in what they're doing. I just don't believe that the capabilities of their manufacturing and distribution capabilities are there, which leads me to my next stock pick. Okay, Merck Pharmaceuticals, ticker MRK. Now, this is a company that has the capabilities and has the distribution or the means of distribution. And again, I cannot stress that these big companies are most definitely trying to develop an oral form of a vaccine. This idea that VaxArt is the only ones that are trying to develop it, a clinical stage nobody company, no, they got it. They got it figured out, is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Now, if it does come to fruition, they're going to get bought out. Now, Merck just came out and announced that they are going into India, that they've contracted with I don't want to say they contracted, but they made an agreement with 5 different generic drug makers to basically manufacture their vaccine in India. So basically, India being a hotspot of the COVID-19 virus right now, and it's very they don't have enough of the vaccine there. I was trying to think of a big smart word to say there, but it didn't come to my mind, so I had to use the simple word. Anyways, not the point. But Merck also said that they're also going to market it to underdeveloped countries, which also is very disproportionate in terms of the vaccine availability versus first world countries. So, yeah. So that's my take on that. And Merck is in a great positioning on the charts. I like what they do, and they have a dividend, 3.3% if I remember correctly. So that's my little pharmaceutical, mainstream pharmaceutical pick. As far as VXRT, like I said, it's diving pre-market. It could go back up. It could do 100% today. I don't know. I'll watch it. I'll keep you posted. Anyways, Frog. Frog is on the line. Basically, if it goes negative, then it's lost its support and I no longer like it. But So long as it goes green, it definitely is moving in the right direction, and we should see a nice run up over the next few weeks, if not months. It might even be a long-term hold if it can hold this level that it's at right now. Now, GOCO, insurance company, they are also on the line, but their numbers are so phenomenal. And given the COVID-19 necessity for particular types of healthcare enrollments is very good for them. Now, Centene came out yesterday, and I love Centene. I think they're a great company, if not one of the best companies in the Medicare, Medicaid enrollment. They did good. They did great, but for some reason, their stock sold off. And I think that's simply because of ignorance. People don't understand how the cost structure is going to play into the overall revenue or cost basis of the company. I don't know if I'm wording that right, but whatever. Centene shouldn't have gone down. They should have gone up. COVID-19 is going to be a big time money generator. So, yeah, that's where I stand on that. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense when I explain that, but whatever. Hopefully you get the point. At any rate, okay, so there's that. Now, NBIX, another one that's pretty much right on the line. But if it makes a move, it's going to move up. And guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't just tell you again, a lot of the stocks that I find are preemptive. They're maybe not going to pop that exact day, maybe not the next day, but if I'm correct, they'll usually make a run up. Now, APT, for instance, yesterday completely fell apart. And again, I was very disappointed in it. It was a beautiful setup. The home building and overall construction is, doing very, very well right now. And it just fell apart. And sometimes that happens. And this is why we set our stop limits. Anyway, so NBIX, it's looking good. And then AYX. I found this today. AYX is pretty cool looking. Let me see here. Where did I have that marked at? AYX. All right, so basically it's kind of trapped in a channel as well, but it's set up very, very nicely. So again, if this Joker moves in the positive, it could be a really nice move in an upward pattern, actually a breakout pattern. So anyways, so that's about that. For you Tesla fanatics, Tesla's down over 4%. So I think that for you Tesla fanatics, that if you want to buy more, now would be a good time. If you're Michael Burry, you're happy and hoping that it continues to go down because that dude has a massive short position in it. For those who don't know who Michael Burry is, wake up. Only like one of the best Wall Street movies ever. And he was a character, The Big Short. If you've never seen it, you're not a real stock trader. At any rate, so there's that. That's kind of the conclusion of my morning edition of the stock market, whatever you want to call this, entertainment show, because this is not financial advice. If you're here for financial advice, you're in the wrong place. I always have to say that. I think it's kind of like legally obligated. I have to say that. But anyways, guys, look, I also have a goofy little Instagram that I do, so feel free to check that out. Otherwise, guys, look, let's make some money today. I hope everybody has a great day. Thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I will check back in with you later on whenever I have something worth talking about. Oh, yeah, Bitcoin. I almost forgot. Bitcoin's doing good. It's creeping back up. Curious to see what it does today. Like I said, slow and steady is what I want to see. I don't want to see this crazy volatility anymore, but I do want to see it come back up. It's holding steady at like 55,000. So yeah, let's see what it can do. Anyways, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you later.